I'm Anil Kumar, and here is solution of question number 22, page 21 for my student, and I hope many of my subscribers will also benefit from this solution. We are working on slope of tangents. The question here is, find the point on the graph of f of x equals to 1 over 3x cubed minus 5x minus 4 over x at which tangent is horizontal. So in this particular question, you are not given the point. You need to find the point, and you are given slope of the tangent, which is 0. So in this particular question, we will be using limit of difference quotient to find the slope, right? So we'll use limit of difference quotient to find the slope, and we know that the slope m could be written as limit h approaches 0. Since we don't know the point, we'll assume the point to be a, so we'll use f of a plus h minus f of a over h. So that is the formula which we are going to use, and equate this formula to slope of 0 to find the point. So that is the strategy for us. So what we're given here is that slope m is equals to limit h approaches 0. F of a plus h really means that we will change x with a plus h. So we have 1 over 3 a plus h whole cube minus 5a plus h minus 4 over a plus h. So this is the first term, f a plus h, right? Minus f of a means we'll replace x with a, and that is 1 over 3 a cube minus 5a minus 4 over a, right? Now all this is to be divided by h. So all this divided by h, I'm writing here 1 over h. Does it make sense to you, right? So that is how we get our difference quotient equation. Now let's solve by expanding the terms and then simplifying. So limit h approaches 0, all this, we have 1 over 3 a cube plus 3a square h, so applying the formula, right, plus 3ah square plus h cube. So that is expansion of a plus h whole cube minus 5a minus 5ah minus 4 over a plus h. Let's open this bracket. So we get minus 1 over 3 a cube plus 5a plus 4 over a and times 1 over h. So that is what we get. Now in this, let's simplify it further. We have limit h approaches 0. Now you can see, if I open the bracket, 1 over 3a cube and 1 over 3a cube cancel out, correct? So these terms cancel out. Let me cancel. Now we have plus 5a and minus 5a cancel out. So these two terms cancel. Rest we can combine and write them together. So what we have here is 1 over 3 times the second term, 3 and 3 cancel, so we get a square h. What this 3 and 3 cancel, we get plus a h square, and then we have plus h cube over 3. Then we have minus 5h, and then we have these two terms. I like you to combine them, right? So we have minus, let us multiply this by a so that we have common factors. So we write 4a over a times a plus h. So I have multiplied and divided by a, and in this case I'll multiply and divide by a plus h. So I got 4a plus h divided by a times a plus h. So we have taken, in a way, the common denominator. Do you understand? So that's the strategy. So what we did was we multiplied these terms by a over a and these terms by a plus h over a plus h, so that we get common denominator. That's the strategy. Okay. Now let's simplify it further. So we get limit h approaches 0. All these terms you will find has h in common. Now here if we combine this, minus 4a plus 4a is 0, but we get 4h, right? So let me write down this as a square h plus ah square plus h cube over 3 minus 5h. So 4a over a times a plus h minus, and 4a over this cancels out. We are left with plus 4h over a times a plus h times 1 over h. Now h is a common factor which goes with that. So we can reduce this and write this as limit h approaches 0. So if I factor out h and cancel, I get a square plus ah plus h square over 3 minus 5 plus 4 over a times a plus h, right? And we factored out h, right? Times 1 over h. So these h and h now get cancelled out. And at this stage, you can always substitute 0 and simplify. So we get slope, and we know slope is 0. We'll equate and now find the equation. A square, this is 0 since h is 0. This is 0. Here we get minus 5 plus 4 over a times a square, because h is 0. So 4 over a square. So that is what we get. Now the question is, find the point on this graph at which tangent is horizontal. That means slope is 0, right? Horizontal tangent means slope of 0. So now we get our equation which need to be simplified. Let me write this equation clearly. Let me multiply by a square everything. So I get 0 equals to a to the power of 4 minus 5a square plus 4. So I multiplied by a square, right? So we'll solve this particular equation. So we have the equation, let me write this as a to the power of 4 plus 5a square plus 4 equals to 0. Now this could be thought about as a quadratic equation, right, in a square. We are looking for, this is minus, I wrote it wrong, minus, yeah. So we are looking for product of 4 times 1, and so we could factor this as a square minus 4 times a square minus 1 equals to 0. That gives us two solutions. First one comes from here, which is a could be equals to plus minus 2, and the second one comes from here, which is a equals to plus minus 1. So it says at which, find the points on this graph at which the tangent is horizontal. So those are the points where a value is plus minus 2 or plus minus 1. So now what you can do here is that you can find the y value by substituting, right? So we'll write what is f of 1 equals to. So if I write 1 here, I get 1 over 3 minus 5 minus 4, correct? So that is minus 7, 1 over 3 minus 7, and that is 21. That means minus 20 over 3, right? So that is first point, f of 1. The second point will be f of minus 1. If I substitute minus 1 here, I get minus 1 over 3. That becomes plus. And minus 1 makes this plus 2. Okay, in that case the point is 9, and 3 times 9 is 27. 27 minus 1 is 26, so we get 26 over 3 as the second point. Third and fourth we have to write f of 2, right? So we can use calculator also and then plug it in. So 1 over 3 times 2 cube is 8 minus 10 minus 4 divided by 2 is 2, correct? So you could calculate this, and similarly you could also calculate what is f of minus 2 equals to. Minus 2 will be 1 over 3 minus 8 plus 10, and minus 2 will make this as plus 2, correct? So we'll use the calculator to calculate these values. We have 8 over 3, 8 divided by 3, and then minus 12, right? So which is equals to minus 12 equals to, this one is minus 28 over 3, and here we have plus 12 minus 8 over 3, minus 8 divided by 3 equals to plus 28 over 3, right? So these are the points for us. So let me write down now the solution in this box here. So we have 4 points, correct? So we have 4 points. Let me push this a bit. Points are 1 minus 20, 1 minus 20 over 3. That is the first point. And then with minus 1, we get 26 over 3. Well, I like you to do these calculations. I might have done something wrong, but it seems to be reasonable to me. Minus 2, 28 over 3, right? So, okay, 12, and 3 times 12 is 36. 36 minus 8 is, okay. So these are the 4 coordinate points on this cubic equation where the tangent is horizontal, right? So I hope you understand and appreciate how such problems could be solved. Thank you and all the best.